Many people have had this thought at least once. What if my heart stops while I'm asleep? It sounds frightening. And the truth is, while it is rare, serious cardiac events can occur during sleep. But the important thing to understand is that the heart does not usually stop without reason. The body is not random. The heart is a highly regulated organ. It works continuously, controlled by electrical signals, oxygen supply, and complex biological systems. When something goes wrong, it is usually the result of underlying conditions that develop over time. During sleep, the body enters a different physiological state. Heart rate slows down, blood pressure decreases, the nervous system shifts toward recovery mode. For most people, this is a protective and healthy process. However, in certain conditions, this transition can expose hidden vulnerabilities. If the heart already has rhythm problems, oxygen issues, or circulation disturbances, sleep may become a moment where these problems become more noticeable. It is not sleep itself that is dangerous. It is what happens inside the body during sleep that matters. Understanding this difference is the first step. Fear comes from uncertainty, but knowledge allows you to see that there are always reasons behind these events. Another critical factor is oxygen. The heart depends on a constant supply of oxygen to function. During sleep, breathing patterns change. For most people, this is normal and stable, but in some cases, breathing may become irregular. One important condition is sleep apnea. Sleep apnea causes repeated pauses in breathing during sleep. Each pause reduces oxygen levels in the blood. The body reacts quickly. It activates stress responses, increases heart rate, and raises blood pressure. These repeated cycles place stress on the heart. Over time, they can affect cardiovascular stability. When oxygen levels drop, the heart must work harder to compensate. This creates a strain on the system. In people with existing heart conditions, this additional stress may increase the risk of complications. Another important point is that many people are unaware they have breathing problems during sleep. They may feel tired during the day but not understand the cause. Because sleep apnea occurs during unconsciousness, it often goes unnoticed. But its effects on the heart can be significant. Understanding the connection between breathing and heart function is essential. It shows that nighttime events are often linked to underlying processes that develop quietly over time. During sleep, the heart naturally slows down. This is a normal and healthy process. The body enters a state of recovery, and the heart does not need to work as hard as during the day. However, in some cases, the heart rate may slow down too much. This condition is known as bradycardia. For most people, a slower heart rate during sleep is not dangerous. But if the heart rate drops too low, it may reduce blood flow to the brain and vital organs. This can create a critical situation. The problem is that this process happens silently. There is no warning in the moment. The person is asleep and unaware. In individuals with underlying rhythm disorders, the electrical signals that control the heartbeat may become unstable. This can lead to pauses between heartbeats. In rare cases, these pauses may last longer than the body can safely tolerate. Another important factor is how the body responds. Normally, if blood flow drops, the body triggers a response to wake up or increase heart rate. But if this response is delayed or weakened, the situation may become more serious. Certain medications, electrolyte imbalances, or existing heart conditions may increase the risk of excessive heart rate slowing during sleep. Understanding this mechanism helps explain why some events occur at night. It is not because sleep is dangerous. It is because the body is in a different state and underlying issues may become more pronounced. Many people think that sleep is a complete break from stress, but the body does not always fully relax. Even during sleep, the nervous system continues to process information. If a person experiences chronic stress, the body may remain partially activated. Stress hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol may stay elevated. This affects heart rate, blood pressure, and overall cardiovascular stability. During sleep, this can lead to irregular patterns. The heart may not fully slow down. Blood pressure may not decrease as it should. The body may experience small stress responses throughout the night. Some people wake up suddenly with a racing heart. Others may feel restless or uneasy without understanding why. These episodes may be brief, but they reflect deeper processes. The body is not fully recovering. Instead, it remains in a state of tension. Over time, this constant activation can affect heart health. The cardiovascular system needs periods of true rest. Without this recovery, the heart continues to work harder than necessary. Understanding that stress does not disappear during sleep is important. It shows that emotional and psychological factors can influence physical health even when we are unconscious. One of the most frightening experiences some people report is waking up suddenly at night with a strong, uncomfortable sensation. It may feel like a jolt, a sudden awakening with a racing heart, a feeling of panic even without a clear reason. Some describe it as if the body woke them up urgently. This is not always just a dream. In some cases, it may be a physiological response. When the heart rhythm changes or when oxygen levels drop, the body may trigger an emergency reaction. The brain receives signals that something is not stable. As a result, the nervous system activates suddenly. Adrenaline is released. Heart rate increases. Breathing becomes faster. The person wakes up abruptly. This can feel like anxiety or even a panic attack, but the cause may be deeper. It may be related to circulation, oxygen levels, or heart rhythm. Another important detail is repetition. If these awakenings happen once, they may not be significant. But if they occur repeatedly, they may indicate that something is affecting the body during sleep. Because these events happen at night, people often do not connect them to heart health. They may assume it is stress or bad dreams. But the body does not react this way without reason. Understanding these sudden awakenings as possible signals can help people take them more seriously. Blood pressure does not remain constant during sleep. In a healthy pattern, blood pressure decreases at night. This is known as nighttime dipping. It allows the blood vessels to relax and the heart to recover. However, not everyone experiences this normal pattern. In some individuals, blood pressure may remain elevated or even increase during the night. This is sometimes called non-dipping or reverse dipping. These abnormal patterns can place additional strain on the heart. When blood pressure remains high, the heart must continue working harder, even during rest. This prevents proper recovery. Another issue is sudden fluctuations. Blood pressure may drop too low and then suddenly rise again. These rapid changes can stress the cardiovascular system. The blood vessels must constantly adjust, and the heart must respond quickly. Over time, this instability can weaken the system. Another important factor is that nighttime blood pressure is rarely measured. People check their pressure during the day, but not while they sleep. This means that abnormal patterns often go unnoticed, yet these hidden changes may play a significant role in cardiovascular risk. Understanding how blood pressure behaves at night helps reveal risks that are not visible during the day. The heart depends on a precise electrical system. Every heartbeat is triggered by electrical signals that travel through the heart muscle. This system must remain stable for the heart to function properly. During sleep, the balance of the nervous system changes. The body shifts toward the parasympathetic state, which slows the heart rate. For most people, this is beneficial. It allows the heart to rest. But in some individuals, this slowing of the heart can reveal rhythm disturbances. Certain types of arrhythmias may become more noticeable at night. Some people may experience pauses between heartbeats. Others may have irregular rhythms that are not felt during the day. In rare cases, serious rhythm disturbances can occur. These disturbances may reduce the heart's ability to pump blood effectively. The brain is very sensitive to changes in blood flow. If circulation drops significantly, the body may not respond quickly enough during sleep. Another important factor is that during sleep, awareness is reduced. The person is not conscious of symptoms that might normally trigger a reaction. This is why rhythm disturbances during sleep can be more dangerous. Understanding the role of heart rhythm helps explain why nighttime can be a vulnerable period for certain individuals. One of the most important things to understand is that serious events rarely happen without warning. The body usually provides subtle signals, but these signals are often not recognized. They may appear as small changes, a slight increase in fatigue, a feeling of discomfort at night, mild breathing changes, occasional palpitations. Each of these symptoms may seem insignificant on its own, but together they create a pattern. This pattern may appear days or even weeks before a serious event. The challenge is that these symptoms are not constant. They come and go. This makes them easy to ignore. People may feel fine during the day and only notice small changes at night. Because the symptoms are not severe, they are often dismissed, but the body is communicating. It is adjusting to changes that are already happening. Another important detail is that people tend to normalize gradual changes. If something develops slowly, it becomes part of everyday life. This is why early warning signs are often missed. Recognizing these subtle signals requires attention. It requires noticing patterns, not just individual symptoms. Understanding this can make a significant difference. It shifts the focus from reacting to emergencies to recognizing early changes. The human body has powerful protective mechanisms. When something goes wrong, it usually reacts quickly. If blood flow drops, the body increases heart rate. If oxygen levels fall, breathing becomes stronger. If circulation changes, the nervous system activates. These responses are designed to protect life. But in some situations, these mechanisms may not work effectively. One reason is delayed response. If the change happens too quickly, the body may not react fast enough. Another reason is weakened sensitivity. If the nervous system does not detect changes properly, the response may be insufficient. Sleep adds another layer of complexity. During sleep, awareness is reduced. The body is in a different regulatory state, reactions may be slower or less intense. In certain conditions, this can be critical. For example, if heart rhythm becomes unstable and the body does not respond quickly, circulation may be affected. Another factor is exhaustion of the system. If the body has been under constant stress, its ability to respond may decrease. The protective mechanisms are still there, but they may not function at full capacity. Understanding this helps explain why some events occur during sleep. It is not that the body fails suddenly. It is that its response is not strong enough at that moment. The idea that the heart can stop during sleep creates fear, and fear is natural. The unknown always feels dangerous. But the most important thing to understand is this: the body does not act randomly. The heart does not stop without reason. There are always underlying processes. There are always signals. The difference is whether we notice them. Fear comes from not knowing. Understanding replaces fear with awareness. When you understand how the heart works, how sleep affects the body, and how symptoms appear, you begin to see patterns. You begin to recognize signals, and that gives you control. The goal is not to be afraid of sleep. The goal is to understand what the body is doing. Most people will never experience serious events during sleep, but paying attention to symptoms, patterns, and changes can make a difference. The heart works continuously, every second, every minute, every night. Listening to it is not fear. It is awareness. And awareness is the first step toward protection. Another symptom that may appear during the night is unexplained sweating. This is not the normal sweating caused by high temperature. It often happens suddenly. A person may wake up with damp skin, even in a cool room. The sensation is often described as cold or clammy. This type of sweating is connected to the nervous system. When the body detects stress, whether physical or internal, it activates protective mechanisms. Sweat glands are part of this response. They become active even without external heat. During sleep, this can happen if the body experiences changes in heart rhythm, oxygen levels, or circulation. The brain interprets these changes as a form of stress. As a result, it triggers a response. Another important factor is that night sweating may be subtle. It may not be severe enough to wake a person completely. They may only notice it in the morning. Because it is not dramatic, it is often ignored. But when it appears together with other symptoms, such as fatigue, shortness of breath, or sudden awakenings, it may indicate that the body is under stress during sleep. The key point is that the body does not activate these responses without reason. Even during sleep, it is constantly monitoring internal conditions.